Dr. Jones, but you can call me Quin. I'm a 27-year-old applied mathematician with a PhD in systems modeling and analysis. For my trade, I create mathematical models of real-world systems, particularly in computational biology. And for fun, I create lifestyle vlogs about staying authentic while elevating and transforming throughout life. So I talk a lot about systems, productivity, healthy habits, womanhood, and general life lessons. So if that's your vibe, I would definitely stick around. But today I really want to start a chatty mini-series as I prepare for my post-PhD life. 5-6 video series of my postdoc diaries, how I'm preparing for this transition into my postdoctoral associate position. I have accepted a postdoctoral associate position at a medical college, and it will be starting in August 2024. It is currently June 2024, so I have about 6 weeks until I start my position. So I really just want to chat about the different aspects of how I feel about this position, my things I'm looking forward to, how I'm preparing, etc. Mostly because when I looked up postdoc information on the internet, I haven't seen much, and what I have seen has been negative. So I at least want to add my perspective as a Black girl mathematician. I haven't really seen too many of us speaking on this experience. So I'm here to let you know how I feel about it. Because my position starts in the fall, I'm currently living with my parents for the summer in the South. I live in Mississippi, and I'm having a lot of feelings about being in this liminal space. While I'm using this time to prepare, I thought I'd bring you along with me. So today is episode 1, and I want to talk about how I actually found this position. So I really have to give it to the power of networking above all else. I showed in some of my previous vlogs while I have been writing my dissertation and looking for a job that I didn't start looking for a job until spring 2024 because I knew I wanted to apply initially to industry positions. While that was my focus, I also made sure to prioritize sending out networking emails. Currently 12:13. So the primary things I want to get done while I'm here are sending out some networking emails. Like I said, I am finally on the job hunt now, that I'm scheduled to graduate. So I have done summer opportunities every summer that I've been here. I've done Math Swagger one summer. I did ICERM's Data Science and Social Justice Camp. I did SciAm's Math Problems in Industry workshop. I've spoken on panels. I feel like I have grown a network of people that I can reach out to and be like, hey, I am graduating. This is what I've done my research on. This is what I'm interested in. And I'm wondering if there's any opportunities with you or that you know of. I will place on the screen the general template that I sent out to literally everyone that I've met in the last 5 years of doing my PhD. Teachers I had in undergrad, teachers I had in grad school. If I did a summer program, I looked at the program and emailed everybody on that list. If I went to a conference or something and I got an email, I sent out this template to everyone and customized it based on our relationships. And honestly, quite a few people definitely responded. I ended the email with, would you mind, do you want to catch up via Zoom? Let me know and we can schedule that. And quite a few of them did indeed were down for a Zoom catch-up meeting. So I had a lot of those interviews and I'm very, very grateful for those because I learned so much. But in them, specifically one of them, Dr. Pamela Harris, she only had 30 minutes. We had a 30-minute call. I've had hour calls, 30-minute calls, and hers was one of the shorter ones. And so she was like, what is your ideal position? I saw what you sent me. Could you tell me your ideal job? And so I just started spitballing about the things I'm into, and she had several ideas, and so I was writing them down. And then she would say, oh, I think I know a person X who does this work. Let me connect you to them. And she would send that email immediately. She sent out the emails to the people she was thinking of immediately while we were on the call. I say something, she'd think of someone and then send an email and CC me. But one of the people she CC'd is where I am working. So fully shout out to her for me sending her that message, for her listening to me and immediately contacting me with people that she thought I would be aligned with and promoting me and saying hey, this is Quin Jones, she does great work, I think you should talk to her. It just so happened that his postdoc would be leaving this summer, and he hadn't even posted the postdoc position job anywhere yet. So I actually was like one of the first people to talk to him about this position, and I sent my CV, we set up a call, etc. I'll answer that next, but this is how I found the job. So that leads me into the second question, because I've seen a lot of people asking about finding postdocs. Was I looking for this position specifically? I did make a whole video on what I'm looking for as a mathematician in my next job, and I mentioned industry a lot, and I mentioned like not going the academic route. And so I was not looking for a postdoc, because postdocs are generally for academic audiences, for people that are interested in being professors at universities, generally. So I was not looking for this. I was just truly just exploring my options. Like I said, I was putting in applications, I was networking with people, I went to a career fair. I was just trying to see what was out there. I feel like I have a lot of skills, and there are a lot of things that I can see myself doing and being. I don't think I have to box myself in, but that does require me to actually have skills and do jobs, you know? So just feeling out there. I wasn't looking for this, but I found it, and oh my gosh. A question I've also seen is people talking about the interview process, or like how you go from finding it to getting it. I do not know what it's like for all postdoc positions in all places, of course, but I am an applied mathematician, and the postdoc that I have is a research postdoc, which means I will not be teaching at all, and it's all research, and it's based on doing lab work like white coat mice lab work, and also mathematical modeling, which is mathematics, computer science, biology. So those are all the things that I will be doing, skills I will be partaking in, techniques from which I will pull from. So my interview process was primarily about trying to see how much I know and if what I know aligns with what they're doing. So my interview process, I had an initial interview with just my PI where we were just talking. I high-key thought it was informal, so I was just myself AF, and I, upon reflection, realized that that was actually high-key a big deal. But I'm glad I approached it as myself. So anyway, it was just an interview with my PI where he was telling me, he started asking me questions, and I instead showed the PowerPoint that I actually have fully already gone through in my career video. So I showed him that PowerPoint and told him everything I told y'all, and then he just had questions that popped up off of the things I said. Like he'd be like, go back to this slide, can you tell me more about this? So I think it was the perfect way to introduce myself, and then the questions that he had kind of were a bit more pointed, and it was a much more like aligned conversation. So, and a lot of the words that I was using to describe my project, he uses it to describe his project. So it's like, okay, so I already am in the right like disease area to work with you. So I had that initial meeting with him, and it went really well. So then he said that he asked if I could give a presentation to the school, like, you know, like at a seminar, to send my CV, my abstract, and a photo. And so he scheduled for me to do a seminar presentation over Zoom, and there were people who attended on Zoom, and there were also people in a room at the college watching me. And I basically gave my dissertation presentation to their department and they asked questions mid-presentation, and it was actually so supportive, and people called me Dr. Jones for the first time ever. Like when they introduced me to give my presentation, they called me Dr. Jones, and it was the first time I was like, right, that's me. So that was next. I had the presentation, and that went well. So then I had to schedule interviews with several people on the team. I had an interview with the current postdoc to talk to him about what he does. Like I had questions and he had questions. So I want to know what he does, and he wants to know what I already know how to do, and things like that. Just a general like, I'm gonna be in your spot, what you doing kind of conversation. And then I had a meeting with the, I think like technical lead. He had a lot of questions regarding my coding experience. How do I debug a code? What do I look for? What softwares do I use? What is my hardest part about research? Questions like that. And then I had an interview with the head of the college, like head of the college, and it was the most intimidating one. He definitely gave like stuffy mathematician vibes, like probably what people assume when they think of mathematicians. He had that vibe. And so it was quite intimidating. I think he kept trying to like catch me up, and I would like not fall for it. So I think that one went good too. And so those are like the follow-up interviews. And after that, I had one more meeting with my PI, and he basically said to me, these are the concerns I have. If you can clear up these concerns for me, I think we're a good match. I said, okay. And then he started listing like 3 or 4 things that he like wasn't sure about, needed more clarification. And so he was like, well, then I'm totally good with going forward. And I was like, I think I am as well. And took my information. And I have since signed my contract. So this is my fall position. And now that I'm recapping it to you, it sounds like a lot, like a thorough interview process, but I really enjoyed the questions, him asking me about like debugging my code and coming up with research questions. It really had me kind of proud that I could like have these answers, that I actually do know how to do research. It was really helping me affirm myself and get excited to give my defense, because I had not defended yet. So I gave them my defense before my defense. It's wild, but that was my interview process. So another question that I've seen people ask is, why choose a postdoc? And for me, I chose this position because it really aligns with my future goals. So a postdoc is a 2-year to 5-year position, and it's renewal for 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 years. It's based on your performance. There are high expectations of publishing, of research, scientific innovation basically. And because I'm doing a research postdoc, I do not have teaching responsibilities. My responsibilities are basically the things I just listed: doing the research, doing the coding, doing the writing, as frequently and well and publishable as possible is the objective of this position. So it's really to get you a lot of experience, get your name out there, help you build up your skill set, and then generally people go into professorships after having a postdoc. For me, I chose this position because I am considering going to medical school and becoming a double doctor. Something I'm playing around with. Who knows if I'll do something like that, but I won't know unless I try. I'm that kind of person. Also, I did mention that I wanted to go to industry positions. And while I do have a PhD, I do realize that a lot of people want even more experience. Like nowadays, just a degree is not enough to get the kind of pay that I want, deserve, whatever. And so I know that there's benefit to getting more experience before going after that 6-figure position. I believe I would benefit from that. I feel that I really want to learn even more coding skills, and I want to know if I would enjoy doing medical research like in a lab. I want more time to get first author papers. I've only submitted 1 first author paper in grad school, and otherwise I've done collaborative papers. So this is my chance to really take some more initiative, and I'm just really excited to just feel like what it's like to be an applied mathematician, like in the field. That's why I chose this position. It gives me that responsibility, that kind of step up from being a grad student, while also still giving me that room to explore and grow and decide if I want to continue down that road. One thing that I've definitely learned from this situation is that opportunity is when luck meets preparation. I fully received this position from me being prepared by having my CV, my cover letter, my presentation, all of my materials together, having that networking email template together, sending it out systematically to everyone. Like, that is preparation. And then there was luck that one of them actually was about to start looking for a position, that I just so happened to study what they're studying, and that we have this connection and actually have met before. So that's luck, and because of that, I have been given this opportunity. And if it had not been for both of those components, then I don't think I would have had this position, and I would definitely still be on a job hunt. But thankfully I had those things together, and I was blessed with that luck, and here we are. So I chose this position because it seemed perfect for me, and it aligned in such just a coincidental way, and I knew that that meant that I wanted to take it. It has that balance of, like I said, responsibility and room to learn, and it will give me the experience I need to then go into an industry, manager position immediately, to go into like a CDC or NHS, project manager position, to be able to, if I want to submit really good medical school applications, like, I will be set up even better after this experience. And then through the experience, like I said, I've learned the power of networking, and who knows what kind of connections I'll make while here, while I give presentations and do collaborative work, and what will result from that. I'm all about keeping my eyes open and staying prepared and working hard. So I'm excited about what's to come of this position, and I'm actually going to talk all about things I'm excited about and nervous about in some more episodes of this postdoc diaries. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below. And if you want to know more about what I do in my day-to-day life, I would either watch one of these vlogs or go to my Instagram and check out my stories. So I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friend. I hope that's good.